One thing I found doing the other three levelling screws was that if I drilled all the way through, the nut wouldn't pull into the wood. So what I've had to do is only take it in so far so the point just breaks through. And now I'm going to show you the rest of the process. Right, I'll put you back up on the tripod. Turn you around so you can see where I am. Oh, you don't want to look at me, but where I'm working. Okay, I'm using a 18mm bit, but again, it'll depend on what nylock nuts you use. I mean, for all I know, you might use 6-inch nuts, I don't know. Depends on how big or how strong you want to make your machine, obviously. Okay, now all I'm going to do is take it in the depth of the blade. I'm not going up here, and I won't be down here, because that's sort of like the nominal distance where I can glue the nut in and everything. Okay, here we go then. I'll let you off this time because I forgot to ask you. So if that's got in crooked, it's got in crooked. Right. Small screwdriver, unblock the earth. Try and get down here. All of you. Right. That'll do. Are you free? I'm free. Right. Okay, now what do we do? Well, what we do is we get our bolt. And the reason I'm using a wide washer, you can use a large piece of metal, is so that when I'm pulling the nut into the wood, I'm not digging into the MDF too much. It spreads the load, as it were. Right. Now, oh yeah, that's the other thing. Before you can thread it in backwards, which is how we're doing this. Yeah, I know that I could have done it that way and made it just as easy, but I wanted to do it that way so that it started getting tight immediately, if you understand what I mean. Anyway, before you do that, just pop the screw on there. An adjustable. You could use a vise, pair of grips, anything, just hold it in place. And then what you're going to do is you're going to thread the plastic. You don't have to do it many turns. I do it about 3 turns outside the plastic, so it's definitely all the way through and away from any tapers. Right, and then I take it off. And then, excuse me. Right, that needs to be opened up a little bit more like I did the first one. Right, so change bits. I thought I'd do it ever so well, being all prepared and powering my battery. Let me back all down. Right, stay up there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, there we go. All I'm just going to do is drag it down. so it makes it loose and not wobbly, as I mentioned before. Obviously wants a little bit more. That's the problem with being afraid of doing too much. Being afraid of doing too much, you don't do a lot at all. And not being afraid to do too much, and you end up with a really great big hole. It's got to be clear now. Excuse me. Ah, yes. Labbly jubbly. Okay. Right now, just rest that on there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the nut into the nut. So you can see it coming through, and then so I don't bore you to death, I'll turn the camera off and get it into the next position for the next bit, which is gluing, you know, the liquid welder. Okay, right, you see that coming through there. Right, I'll come back to you when I've got ready to the next bit, okay? I can see a gap all the way around. Okay, what I'm going to do is just give a little squirt on each side. And let that run in for a minute. Well, it will have run in by the time I get round to here. Okay, now push that down and like that. Put the spanner in position. Do it the right way around. Okay, and then just carry on tightening up. And what I'm going to do is pull it all the way down to the shoulder of the hole. That's the bit inside that where I stopped going in. That's where the 18mm meets the 10mm. And as this is going in, it's pulling the glue down with it. But some of the glue will have run down underneath and settled on the shoulder. Down below. Tell you what, I wish I'd done this for the first two, and I've probably done. Right, what I'll do is I'll take this one all the way down to the shoulder, and then I'll bring the camera, bring you over and show you where I am. Okay, show me a minute. It's on the shoulder, so I'll show you that. Right, let's see if we can get in there. Ooh, focus, focus. Hocus pocus. Right, I'm going to try and get right over. Ooh. I don't know how well you can see that down there, but the nut's actually on the shoulder, it's gone tight. what we're going to do now is just leave it to harden up a bit. Bring it back out. Oops, wrong way. Just let that harden off. And while we're letting it hard off, I'm going to get the thing. Oh, there we go. Undo the bolt to just take the pressure off. Now, before we turn the machine back over, I'm going to be going around and gluing the plastic caps on the end. It's going to be literally a dab in the middle of the bolt, and pop them on. Wait for that to go hard, and then turn it over, because I'm going to be bringing the bolts right up here to their maximum to do it. I'm going to turn it over, and then I shall fill each of the plastic caps full of the electric welder, of the liquid weld, and you can use whatever you might find, caps that fit tight and just screw on. You might find proper feet, or you may decide to use epoxy to do it. Any number of ways of doing it, and that's the beauty of projects like mine, is that it doesn't have to be done this way. It can be done in a whole number of ways. I mean, I even toyed with the idea for the Z-axis of using another carriage I've got, but in order to do that I'd need to flatten the inside and get all the mounting brackets and clip brackets flattened out, and that's too much trouble. I mean, MDF's already flat, easy to cut, and I've already got it, so you know it's not going to be too much of a bother. Last night I played about with some electronics with the Arduino, and got it running a motor. Whether it will run it with the G-code emulator and the G-code sender software that I'm thinking of using. I've got, oh, by the way, I'm going to have to wait until next year before I can use Mac with the Arduino. What they're doing is they're bringing out Mac 4, and there's going to be a free version along with others that you can purchase. But Mac 4 will be USB based, I think, if I've read the article correct anyway. It'll be USB capable, which means that we can then get Mac to talk to the Arduino, because it'll send the G-code through the USB, which is what we're after. Right, so what we do is, by the way, I'm not using the lock nuts on the top, because I found I didn't have a great deal of space, so I put the washers on, so that if for some reason or another you have to take it all the way down, you're not going to be digging the head into the MDF. Okay, and then you just bring that back up. So yeah, next year, so 3 will be USB capable. I mean, yeah, I know you probably can use other softwares to point Mac 3 to a USB port and all that, but I'm trying to make this as uncomplicated as possible so that I can make it work. And it's got to be simple because I'm simple. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn you guys off and I'll get this ready for the plastic caps, and I'll bring you back then. Okay guys, see you in a minute.